This is NewHampshireCrossCountry.com, powered by Runners Alley, coming to you from the 2018 Cofrin Classic. The girls' race is about to begin. Favorite team right now has to be Cole Brown. Won it last year off of a freshman performance by Addison Cox in 1912. She is here again as a sophomore and still the favorite for this. Slightly different mix of teams this year. Looks like we have Bedford, Spalding, Concord, Memorial, and Cole Brown as the girls take off. Seeing an early move over from, I think that's Delaney Flanagan of Bedford, cutting across the field closer towards Addison Cox, who we can see in the red there leading it. Off to the early lead, not looking to mess around. See the girls coming up now, and again we can already see that separation. That top group is looking to be the top 10 or so, and we see the large pack pretty early in the season still. Hot day, thunderstorm just came through, made the ground a little bit soft to run with. Very flat course though, so still expecting to see some good times even with the weather conditions. We'll check out at the 1 mile.
Yeah, I'm not exactly.
All right, here comes the leader, Addison Cox, coming through the mile at 5:48.
Good job, Addie. Good job. Yeah. Not concentrating. The form is all.
And here comes Concord, coming through at around 6 minutes, 6:03, 6:04.
6 minutes. That's good.
And now 6:07, 6:08.
6:10.
6:11.
You get it.
Concord and Bedford looking strong. And here comes the second and third Cole Brown runners. And it looks like the fourth Concord runner. And here comes the rest of the Cole Brown top 5s, top 7.
You look good. Stay with it. 6:45. You're looking good. Olivia, you look great. You're at 6:45. Come on, Kelsey. Keep it up. Stay on your form. There you go, girl. Come on, Kirsten. You can use some up. Don't be afraid.
Right there, kid. You go, Evie. Here you go, girls.
Good job, girls.
Great job, girls. Mandy, you're right there.
All right, so we are at about 1.5 miles into the race, so we're like halfway in.
And it looks like Addison Cox has the lead.
She's got a very large lead right now. We've got the whole view of the straightaway here. And it looks like there's still nobody else in view. So her main competitors last year were the Hanover girls. And I don't believe Hanover came to the meet this year. So this is Concord in number 2. And then
Bedford
right behind her. And then we have Memorial and more Concord and Bedford. So even though they don't have the lead runner, they are still currently in the lead because they have more runners up towards the front.
And here comes Abigail O'Connor from Cole Brown.
She's Cole Brown's number 2 runner.
Followed by Ella Malone and a Concord girl in the middle.
That should be Concord's number 3. So at this point, I think Concord's in the lead. They've got, this should be their 4th runner. So they've got a pretty good pack up towards the front. Although here are 2 Cole Brown runners working together pretty well. So it looks like a pretty tight race right now.
And there's Cole Brown's 6, Libby White.
And then here towards like the middle of the pack, everyone kind of gets a lot more tighter. You know, as you can see, the packs are just a lot closer together. There's a lot more people to run with because the front end just gets a little bit strung out. And probably will continue to do so as the race goes on.
Large group of Bedford. About
That's 6 Bedford girls all working together. That's great. You know, in a race like this where there's only a couple teams, you definitely want to stick with your teammates, because running alone is going to be a lot harder than running all together.
All right, here comes Addison Cox coming through the 2-mile mark. She's looking strong with a pretty good sized lead. And she's coming, passing the 2-mile mark at around 12:10, 12:11. That's Cole Brown's first runner. And now coming in second for looks like Bedford's first runner and Concord's first runners. And Memorial following just behind them. Bedford's coming in around 12:42, 12:45. And here comes Concord's second runner and Bedford's also second runner. And Concord's third is closely followed by Cole Brown's second and third. So it's a pretty good battle between them. They're coming in around 13:25. And now here's Bedford and Cole Brown rounding out their top 5. Concord looking strong. And this pack is coming through around 14:07, 14:08. And they're looking pretty good. And here comes a pack of Concord runners running strong at around 14, 15 minutes.
All right, here we are at the finish line.
And it looks like Addison Cox of Cole Brown is coming in.
She still looks very strong right at the end of this race, powering right through the line.
At a time of 19:20.
All right, so as we saw at the 1.5 miles, there was pretty big gap to the next runners, so we're just waiting for them to come through. That pace is pretty similar to what the race was won in last year, also by Addison Cox. So similar time. I believe last year was won in 1912. So comparable. It is pretty hot today, so that could be an impact. Here's number 2. This is Bedford coming in.
And number 3 is Concord.
All right, so for the top 3 runners, we've had one from each different school. So, and the 4th as well is Memorial. So, top 4 runners all from different schools, which is pretty cool to see. That everybody has a top runner up towards the front. Looks like Co-Brown will be the first to put their second in.
And Abigail O'Connor finishing strong. And Bedford.
So Bedford gets their second in. Concord is now coming in with their second and third runners at the same time. So that's good to see.
Co-Brown's Ella Malone is coming in for the third runner for Co-Brown.
And then Bedford's third as well. That's 4 for Co-Brown. And there's the 5th.
Miranda Compton.
So that is 5 runners in for Co-Brown.
Co-Brown, yeah.
So that'll be a pretty good score for them.
And here comes Bedford and Memorial.
And then here's Spalding's first 2 runners coming in. So definitely the top group of girls at this race was really mixed up between 3 or 4 different schools. So that's pretty good to see that everybody's top runners are really fighting each other, and there wasn't just one big group of a single team. So I think the results are going to be pretty close.
And a strong finish from Bedford.
Here's the
another
big group of Bedford girls that we saw earlier. It's like 5 in a row for them. So that's great. They're all working together throughout the whole race, because we saw them like that at a mile and a half. So.
And here is Co-Brown's Kelsey Pine coming in, followed by 2 other Co-Brown runners.
Nice sprint to the finish by Concord, edging out Bedford. Nice to see a lot of strong finishes today, fighting all the way through the line. Getting that extra second or that extra spot to help your team out, or even individually if you're going for a PR or something. So
yeah.